Now being a few days out from what was the disaster in Dallas, a lot of stuff's going on. First and foremost, huge shout out to the fans on I-75 and 12 Mile putting up this billboard. They bought a slot on the billboard. Decker reported, followed by, instead of 11 and 5, they slash it out. And it reads 12 and 4. And it's friggin' hilarious. So shout out to you guys. Way to stick it right back in the NFL's face and say, no, we're not done yet. But moving on from what was that disastrous call that led to the loss, things are getting pretty wild here with the Lions coming into what is Week 18, which I cannot believe it's Week 18. I cannot believe it that last year this time we were prepping for the game against the Packers to close the season out, where we still had a shot at the playoffs. We were waiting on Seattle. The fact that this has already gone here tells me two things. Number one, we have had barely any snow in this state this month. It has been way too warm. The weather is bizarre. Somehow it's January. Followed by, we're a good team now. And that just makes the year go by so much quicker. I cannot believe that here we are rolling into Week 18, playoffs around the corner. Now, some interesting things going on. Obviously, both Isaiah Buggs and Bruce Irvin being released, moving on from the team. So the Lions, cutting Isaiah Buggs, cutting Bruce Irvin from the practice squad. All of this really to make room for Alim McNeill and James Houston. James Houston not being slated, not looking like he's going to be slated to play against Minnesota. But in the same way, we got to get these guys back. We want to get them into their roles before Alim McNeill, I think, will be ready to go versus James Houston and the capacity in which he's going to be used and what he's going to be able to handle. That's why we're getting rid of Bruce Irvin. This way we can bring James Houston back. It sounds like he's not getting any reps this week against Minnesota. Now, where things start getting even more interesting is, obviously, here we are sitting at the 3 seed. The only way the Lions are getting that 2 seed is if we win, both Dallas and Philly lose. One of the two playing the Commanders, the other playing the Giants, I believe. So I don't necessarily see it happening, but hey, it could happen. With that being said, interestingly enough, the Rams will be sitting Matt Stafford this week, starting Carson Wentz. Now, with San Fran, I don't know the full details yet about what San Fran is doing. My guess is they're sitting guys, but Lions win, Lions lose. We stick at the 3 seed. If the Rams lose and the Chicago Bears also lose to the Packers, so if the Rams lose with Carson Wentz and the Packers win against the Chicago Bears, it will be the Packers coming to town, which is interesting. All the storylines, all the narratives are very interesting coming into the playoffs, right? Like, if it's Matt Stafford and it's a homecoming for the prodigal son, I don't love it, but so be it, because it also gives Jared Goff the best chance at slaying the beast and killing the demon that has haunted him in McVay and the Rams. It gives us the best storyline to beat Stafford in this homecoming game in Detroit. It's also a great narrative for the Rams, so I get it, man. And if that's why Brad Allen threw that flag, I get it. But yeah, very interesting. Otherwise, we've got Green Bay for the 3rd time after the embarrassing loss on Thanksgiving. So kind of wild times with everything shaping up the way it is. And man, to play a division rival for the 3rd time of the year, it's going to get pretty hairy. But seeing what we have gone through, I really think Coach said it incredibly when he said he has controlled fury and that he is pure octane. I listened to Hutchinson on the St. Brown's podcast with the two brothers, with Amon-Ra and Equanimous talking. But listening to Hutchinson talk and being like, hey man, this is what's going to propel us forward. And listening to the way he said, I'd rather beat him in the playoffs. Like, there's a lot going on in this accumulation of, hey, this could be a team of destiny. So, look, dude, yeah, we lost to the Cowboys due to an officiating error at the very end, but there were multiple opportunities to win it. And, that's the PC answer. But I think that this will propel the team forward. This has inspired them. This will not sit well. And what's nice is it doesn't just not sit well and then you don't even get in the playoffs and then you're pissed and you and I are pissed and the players are pissed and the coaching staff's pissed. The whole city's pissed for the offseason. No, we won the division. We get that home game. So let that bad taste sit in your mouth and let it propel you. Let it be the thing that inspires. And so it will be very interesting to see what happens. Again, most likely, I feel like the Rams will be coming to town. But if they're sitting Stafford and it's Carson Wentz against San Fran, what's San Fran doing? Are they sitting guys? Rams win. Okay, here comes the prodigal son. Prodigal son returns. Let's dice him up. Or it's Green Bay. I think there's a few other options in there, but those are the two much more probably likely. That is what we call proper English. Can't wait to get James Houston back. Can't wait to get Alim Mcneill back. I mean, we are getting back some pivotal. CJ Gardner Johnson, getting back pivotal players defensively. And heck, man, what our defense did against Dallas, very encouraging, the way we were able to stop them. People might look and be like, well, what about that 92-yard bomb? Yeah, no, Derek Barnes missed the tackle. Missed an opportune time for a safety so that it never should have come down to Brad Allen, right? Whatever. That is it. That is the news that I see coming into today or coming out of Wednesday. We'll keep paying attention, seeing what we got here. But it's looking like it's going to be Jared Goff versus Matt Stafford and or us versus the Packers here at home. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let me know how you're feeling coming out of that Cowboys loss and into this week against Minnesota, which, quite frankly, man, I'd rather just sit some guys. I'd rather just sit some of the big players like Ragnow, right? Like, don't let that toe become any more injured before coming into that playoff game. There are some players to me where I'm like, it's not worth it, man. It's not worth it. I don't want anybody getting hurt before this big divisional game. So, that's all I have to say about that.